The desert was a lonely place. For many days, Thabit ibn Numan walked under the hot sun. His throat was dry and he had no food left. He thought he would die in the sand. Suddenly, he saw something bright in the river. It was a red apple floating in the water. He grabbed it and took just one single bite. It was the sweetest thing he had ever tasted. But then he stopped. A deep sadness and fear filled his heart. He realized this apple belonged to someone's tree, and he had taken that bite without permission. He looked up and saw a giant wall made of stone. Behind that wall was a beautiful garden full of green trees and purple flowers. He knew he had to find the owner. He had to ask for forgiveness for that one bite, even if it meant he would be punished. He pushed open the heavy wooden gates and stepped inside. Inside the garden, the air was cool and smelled like flowers. Thabit saw an old man standing under a tree. He had a white beard and kind eyes. He was the owner of this paradise. Thabit walked up to him and told him he was a thief. He told the man he took a bite of the apple because he was starving and begged for his forgiveness. The old man looked at Thabit's honest face and dusty clothes. He told him that a man who cares so much about a single bite of an apple is a man he can trust. He didn't punish him. Instead, he gave him a job. He told Thabit he could stay in the garden, but he had to work hard to pay for what he took. The work was not easy. Every morning, Thabit woke up before the sun. He knelt in the dirt and planted tiny seeds. He carried heavy buckets of water. The old man watched him every day. He taught him how to take care of the plants and how to be patient. Thabit's hands became rough, but his heart felt light. He had spent months paying for that one bite, and the garden had become his whole world. One evening, the old man called Thabit to sit with him. He said he was getting old and needed someone to take over the garden. He asked Thabit to marry his daughter, but he gave him a strange warning. He told Thabit that his daughter was blind, deaf, and mute, and that she could not even walk. That night, Thabit couldn't sleep. He sat alone in a dark room, feeling very confused. He was afraid of the future. Why would the man ask this of him? But Thabit was a man of his word. He knew he owed everything to this old man. He decided to accept the marriage, even if it would be a difficult life. The next morning, Thabit walked into a beautiful room. To his total shock, he saw a woman standing there who was more beautiful than any flower in the garden. She could see, she could hear, and she spoke to him with a kind voice. Thabit went to the old man and asked, "Why did you tell me she was blind and deaf? Why did you say she could not walk?" The old man smiled and explained, "She is blind because her eyes have never looked at anything forbidden. She is deaf because she has never listened to gossip or bad words. She is mute because she only speaks what is good and pure. And she cannot walk because her feet have never stepped toward a place of sin." Thabit realized then that his honesty had led him to a perfect gift. He was no longer a thief. He was a man with a beautiful family and a future. The story that started with a single bite of an apple ended with the greatest blessing of his life. There are two powerful lessons in this story. First, for the youth. Honesty is the path to true success. When you fear Allah in the small things, like a single bite of an apple, He will open doors for you that you never imagined. Second, for the parents. A father's greatest duty is to choose a husband for his daughter who fears Allah. The old man did not look for a man with wealth or fame. He looked for a man with a clean heart and a strong conscience. When a father finds a man who fears Allah, he can trust that his daughter will be loved and protected forever.